Mom. Mom. Wake up, please. I was suddenly shaken awake to find my daughter's worried face looming over me. What's wrong, honey? Mom, please, you have to divorce Dad now. What? That single word snapped me out of my drowsiness. What did she just say? Divorce Dad, she definitely said that. Why? What's going on? Because. What my daughter revealed next was shocking. My name is Emily, 34 years old. I'm a dedicated salesperson at a major insurance company in New York. I have to drop off and pick up my daughter from daycare, so I can't work overtime. This means I have to pack as much work as possible into my 9-to-5 schedule. I've been in this job for over 10 years, starting even before I got married. I've built a respectable career and now hold a decent position in the company. Having a child and being married don't mean I have to compromise on my ambitions. Why am I so driven? It's all for my daughter, Maya. Maya just turned 5 and is a bright, mature girl, making me wonder sometimes if she really is our child. I want to provide her every learning opportunity and let her experience all the good things in life. But nowadays, everything costs money. I work hard every day to save as much as I can for her future, never knowing what might happen. You might think, don't you have a husband? Aren't you both working? Yes, my husband Ken works for a regular company, but his salary has been decreasing over the past few years due to poor company performance. His recent paycheck was less than a third of mine. To put it bluntly, he's not exactly reliable financially. Just the other night, after Maya went to bed, he came to me, looking guilty. Sorry, Emily, can I borrow some money? Money? Why? I haven't even received this month's household allowance from you. I'll give you everything next month. I got invited to a lot of parties this month and I'm short on cash. You spent your entire paycheck? I can't believe this. I'm sorry. I just couldn't say no. This has been the pattern lately. He either makes excuses to not contribute to the household expenses or asks me for money, mostly for parties or to send to his parents. I'm too exhausted to even confront him about it. But what would he do if I didn't lend him the money? From what I heard, he has no savings due to his low salary, and his account is practically empty. If he needs money, he has to borrow it from somewhere, risking falling into debt. I don't want our daughter to grow up knowing her father is irresponsible to that extent. That's why I always end up lending him money. Here, $200 should be enough, right? Thanks, Emily. I'll pay you back next month. You always say that, but you never do. I'm sorry. I promise, next month for sure. I'll even turn down party invitations. You better. We have Maya to look after. I know. I sighed, doubting whether he really understood, but that's all I could do. I don't do all this just because I love him. It's because he's a good father to Maya. On his 2 days off each week, he always spends time with her. That day too, he said to me, Emily, I'll take care of Maya. Why don't you go out and relax for a bit? What about the housework? It's okay. We can order delivery, and I'll do what I can around the house. Are you sure? Can you handle Maya on your own? When I asked her, my daughter, half asleep yet with a cute smile, gave me a big hug. I'll be fine. I can stay home alone with Dad. Really? Then, can Mommy go shopping for a bit? Sure. Oh, but bring back a souvenir for me, okay? Of course. I'll get your favorite bread from the bakery. Really? Yay. Thank you, Mommy. Despite being just 5, her understanding amazes me. I'm not too worried since she isn't home alone. But still, leaving her with my husband does give me a slight unease. For emergencies, I've put my phone number in her pouch. I've always told her to call me if anything happens, I reassure myself. And so, I went shopping alone for the first time in a while. But even at the department store, I couldn't bring myself to look at anything for me. In the end, I bought a dress she might like and her favorite chocolate croissants to bring home. I'm back. As I opened the door, my daughter ran towards me at incredible speed, leaping into my arms with a beaming smile. Welcome back, Mommy. Did you enjoy shopping? I'm back, Maya. Yes, it was nice for a change. Here, your souvenir. My favorite dress. And chocolate croissants. Let's eat them tomorrow. Speaking of which, where's Daddy? Daddy? He's on the phone on the balcony. On the balcony, my husband was smoking and talking on the phone. Tapping on the window, he looked surprised, quickly ended the call, and said, "You're back," in a rushed tone. I'm back. Who were you on the phone with? Eh? Oh, just some work stuff. Leaving Maya alone? Sorry about that. It seemed urgent. I'm sorry, Maya. As he grinned sheepishly, Maya puffed her cheeks. Mommy, Daddy was on the phone many times today. Even when I wanted to play with him. Is that so? Yes. I wanted to read the picture book together. Glancing at my husband, he awkwardly averted his gaze. Afterward, we had dinner together and I made sure to spend as much time as possible with Maya. That night, I stopped my husband as he was going to bed. Hey Ken, what's going on? Work calls even on weekends? Are you that busy now? Eh? Yeah, actually, I've been having to do lots of overtime. You've been coming home late for the past few months. I thought it was because of parties. That was overtime. Anyway, I made sure Maya was safe. Forgive me for the phone call, okay? But Maya looked lonely. From now on, if you're busy, just let me know in advance. I'll take Maya out myself. Got it. I'm going to bed now. He said goodnight and went to the bedroom, clutching his phone tightly. For some reason, for the past 6 months, it's become routine for me to sleep with Maya, and he uses the bedroom alone. It's not that I mind sleeping with my daughter, but it naturally reduces our time as a couple. My husband doesn't complain, seemingly content with the situation. If everyone's happy with it, that's fine, but I'm not just a mother, I'm his wife too. As a woman, I can't help but feel a bit lonely, not being desired. On a certain day. Mom. Wake up. Startled awake by the shaking, I opened my eyes to see my daughter's anxious face. Glancing at the bedside digital clock, I saw it was 2 a.m. The house was silent, my husband must be asleep. I slowly sat up and asked her. What's wrong? Mom, please. Please? Divorce Dad now. What? Her words snapped me out of my drowsiness. What did she just say? Divorce Dad. Yes, that's what she said. Trembling, I asked cautiously. Why? What made you say that? Because, if things go on like this, you'll die. Die. What are you talking about? I'm not sick or anything. No, it's not that. Dad is. Dad is going to. What do you mean? Tears began to stream down her face. As I gently stroked her back, she calmed down and started to explain. I woke up to go to the bathroom, and I heard Dad on the phone in his room. On the phone? What was he talking about? He said, I'll make it look like an accident. Once the insurance money comes in, it'll be ours. I didn't know what insurance money meant, but I understood he was planning to make something happen to you. No, that can't be. Ken would do that to me? And, Mom, Dad told the person on the phone, I love you. Isn't I love you a phrase you only say to someone you love more than anyone else? Why did Dad say that to someone other than you? Maya. She looked at me again, tears welling up. She was only 5. I had thought she was just 5, but in reality, she was already 5. She probably understood the meaning of words and could sense feelings from our tone and expressions. Maybe children are more sensitive to these things. In her way, she was trying to protect me. At that moment, I was overwhelmed with guilt towards my daughter and anger towards my husband. She had tried so hard to protect me. I couldn't ignore her brave action. I had to take care of this myself. Looking into my daughter's eyes, I began. Maya, listen carefully to what I'm about to say. Okay. If what you told me is true, I can't stay with your father anymore. Okay. I'm going to leave this house. What do you want to do, Maya? I want to be with you. Are you sure? Yes. I only want you. No one else. Maya. Okay, let's go together. Okay. I instructed her to pack her belongings quietly. She filled her backpack, trying not to make noise, probably being cautious not to wake her father. When had she grown up so much? Tears welled up as I watched her. Determined to change our situation, I started packing too. I left the wedding ring on the table and left the house with my daughter. When we rang the doorbell of my parents' house at 5 a.m., my mother appeared in her pajamas. Emily? And Maya too. What's going on at this hour? Sorry, Mom. Can we stay with you for a while? Of course, but what happened? Can we come in? I need to talk to Dad too. After settling Maya in the next room, where she fell asleep immediately, I sat in the living room with a cup of tea my mother had prepared. I took a sip and slowly began to speak. Actually, it seems like Ken is trying to stage an accident to harm me. At those words, my parents were speechless. Shaken, my father managed to utter. What do you mean? Why would Ken do such a thing? According to Maya, he was saying I love you to someone on the phone. I think he's having an affair. An affair? But, evidence. That's why I brought this, his tablet that he always uses. Tablet. I pulled out the tablet from my bag, the one my husband used at home. If I was right, he wouldn't leave any messages on his phone. He always left his phone around the house, unguarded. Considering that, he must be using the tablet for messaging. The tablet was usually in his bag, and since I never used it, it wasn't locked. As my parents watched, I opened the email folder on the tablet. Sure enough, there were numerous exchanges with a woman who seemed to be his mistress. Is this? My mother pointed at the emails, her voice trembling. There, in detail, was the plan to stage an accident involving me. I took photos of everything as evidence and printed out all the messages, using my father's printer. Then, my phone, which was in my bag, rang. It was a call from Ken. Without hesitation, I answered and turned on the speakerphone so my parents could hear. Hello? Emily? Where are you? I woke up and both of you were gone. I got worried. Is that all you wanted to say? What's wrong? I was worried. Worried? Even though you were planning to harm me in an accident? His tone changed immediately, not expecting his plan to be discovered. He probably started talking to his mistress on the phone as soon as I fell asleep. He must be terrified now, realizing that I knew about his plan. He didn't know that I had a strong ally in Maya. I revealed the truth to him. Maya told me that you were planning to harm me in an accident. Maya did. No way, it's true. Specifically, she told me about your phone conversation with your mistress, planning to harm me for the insurance money. How did you? So it's true. You're having an affair and plotting for my insurance money, aren't you? He slipped up and then fell silent. There was no room for leniency. I can't bear the shame of having a scumbag like you as a husband. I'll take care of Maya myself. You can go have your fun with your mistress. Don't ever get involved with us again. I'll make sure you regret betraying us. Before I knew it, I was shouting, driven by my emotions. I ended the call without waiting for his response. That woke Maya up. Mom, what happened? Sorry, I woke you. No, it's okay. What about Dad? It's all over now. Really? So we can be together, just you and me, forever? She smiled happily, and I nodded vigorously. I hugged her as tightly as I could. Later, I divorced Ken. I managed to get alimony and child support through a lawyer. Though his plan for staging an accident could have involved the police, I didn't want to make a big deal out of it for Maya's sake. I left the alimony and child support to my lawyer and planned to have nothing more to do with him. He was disowned by his parents and quickly dumped by his mistress. Now, he struggles every month with a low salary, alimony, and child support. Meanwhile, I found a new home and began a new life with Maya. She had to change her preschool, but she seems happy at the new one. There may be many challenges ahead for us. But with Maya, my strongest partner, I'm ready to face them all.